The Sahitya Akademi Award is one of the highest literary honors in India. It was started in 1954. Every year, it is given to writers who create outstanding books in one of 24 Indian languages, including English. In the English category, the very first winner was R.K. Narayan. He received the award in 1960 for his famous novel The Guide. This book later became a popular film. More recently, in 2024, Easterine Kire received the award for Spirit Nights. Her work tells deep and powerful stories about the culture of Northeast India. Many winners of this award have gained global recognition. Vikram Seth's The Golden Gate won the award in 1988. It was also shortlisted for the Commonwealth Writers' Prize. Another example is When God is a Traveller by Arundhati Subramaniam. It won the Sahitya Akademi Award in 2020 and was shortlisted for the T.S. Eliot Prize. So far, no author who won this award in English has also won the Booker Prize. But Vikram Seth is often mentioned in this context. His novel A Suitable Boy, published in 1993, became famous around the world. Even though it did not win the Booker, many people consider it one of the greatest novels of modern India. The Sahitya Akademi Award not only honors writers in India, it also helps them reach international readers. It connects Indian voices with the global stage. And that is what makes this award truly special. Let's talk about something that might surprise you. The Sahitya Akademi Award in English started in 1960. Until 2025, we now have 53 award-winning works. But here's the real shocker. Most of them have already been asked in your UGC NET exam. Yes, you heard that right. You can access the full list by clicking the link in the description box, but for now, I'll show you only a selected few. These are the titles that still have a high chance of showing up in your next exam. Let's begin. 1960, The Guide by R.K. Narayan, a timeless novel. 1964, The Serpent and the Rope by Raja Rao. 1967, Shadow from Ladakh by Bhabani Bhattacharya. 1978, Fire on the Mountain by Anita Desai. 1981, Relationship by Jayanta Mahapatra. This one is poetry. 1982, The Last Labyrinth by Arun Joshi. 1986, Rich Like Us by Nayantara Sahgal. 1988, The Golden Gate by Vikram Seth. 1989, The Shadow Lines by Amitav Ghosh. 1990, That Long Silence by Shashi Deshpande. 1993, After Amnesia by G.N. Devi. This one is essays. 1998, Final Solutions and Other Plays by Mahesh Dattani. This is drama. 2012, These Errors Are Correct by Jeet Thail, a poetry collection. 2019, An Era of Darkness by Shashi Tharoor, non-fiction. Now pause the video. Can you write down which of these have been asked in past UGC NET papers? Go ahead. I'll wait. Now let's move to the most recent ones. These names may not be as famous, but their works are rich, deep, and exam-worthy. Cyrus Mystery, awarded in 2015 for Chronicle of a Corpse Bearer. It tells the story of a Parsi man from a community that handles dead bodies. It's about love, caste, dignity, and silence. Anis Salim, awarded in 2018 for The Blind Lady's Descendants, a darkly funny novel about family, grief, and growing up lonely. Anuradha Roy, awarded in 2022 for All the Lives We Never Lived, a story that moves between art, politics, and personal loss in colonial India. Neelam Sarangor, awarded in 2023 for Requiem in Raga Janki, it brings back the forgotten voice of Janki Bai, a legendary singer from Allahabad. Easterine Kire, awarded in 2024 for Spirit Nights. This novel uses Naga oral traditions to tell a haunting spiritual story about memory, taboos, and ancestral life. These recent works show us something powerful. The Sahitya Akademi Award does not just honor good writing, it preserves forgotten voices. It tells silenced stories. And it reminds us that Indian literature in English is not just alive, it is evolving. So the next time you study, remember this list. Because UGC NET does not just ask you about books, it asks you to remember the writers who remembered India. Let's talk about the writers of Indian origin who shook the world with their words and won the Booker Prize. This is not just a list of award winners. It is a timeline of how Indian voices shaped modern English literature. First, V.S. Naipaul. Born in Trinidad to Indian parents, he was the first of Indian origin to win the Booker in 1971. The book, In a Free State. It explores exile, identity, and the dislocation of post-colonial life. Then came a novel that changed everything. 1981, Midnight's Children by Salman Rushdie. A bold mix of magical realism and Indian political history. It won the Booker. Later, it also won the Booker of Bookers and the Best of the Booker. This novel redefined how national memory can be turned into narrative art. In 1997, history was made again. Arundhati Roy won for The God of Small Things. She became the first Indian woman and first non-expatriate Indian to win the Booker. Her novel, set in Kerala, explored caste, childhood trauma, and forbidden love, all told through poetic language and political depth. Fast forward to 2006. Kiran Desai won for The Inheritance of Loss, a novel about immigration, broken identities, and post-colonial struggle. At that time, she was the youngest woman to win the prize. 2 years later, in 2008, another debut shook the world. Aravind Adiga won for The White Tiger, a darkly comic take on India's class system and capitalist dreams, told through the voice of a morally complex entrepreneur. Now here's your question. Pause the video and write down which of these novels deal with partition and which ones explore diaspora identity. So what do all these writers have in common? They are diverse in tone and background, but united in power. They turned the English novel into a space for Indian questions, Indian voices, and global resonance. Now pause for a moment and think. When we say Indian English literature, are we only talking about books written in English? What about the stories written in Hindi, in Kannada, in Urdu? Can they travel the world too? Let me tell you something inspiring. In 2022, something historic happened. A Hindi novel won the International Booker Prize. The book was Tomb of Sand by Geetanjali Shree. It was translated into English by Daisy Rockwell. This was not just a win for Hindi, it was a win for Indian imagination. The novel explored partition, identity, and the courage of an aging woman who refuses to be silent. It was bold, lyrical, political, and deeply Indian. Then, just 3 years later, in 2025, another Indian language took center stage. This time, it was Kannada. The book, Heart Lamp by Banu Mushtaq, translated beautifully by Deepa Bhasthi. This collection of stories spoke of women on the margins, communities in crisis, and hope burning quietly in the dark. Here's a question for you. Pause the video and try to list 3 reasons why translation matters for regional Indian literature. So what do these wins tell us? That Indian literature is not limited by language, it is not defined by English alone, it travels, it speaks, it matters. Whether in Hindi or Kannada, when translated with care, our stories find new homes and win global hearts. This is the power of voices across borders. This is your literature. This is your moment to remember it.